Alrighty, so Star Wars. We are finally getting a movie. This will be the first time I will be attending a movie in theaters. Yes, I do plan on going to this movie in theaters, but Star Wars has released trailer 2 of The Mandalorian and Grogu. If you're a little newer to the channel, quick rundown of my opinions on Star Wars. I think we're in a rough state. I think we're slowly healing. Not a fan of Obi-Wan, Acolyte, Book of Boba, yeah, we'll throw it in there. There's some horrendous dog shit in this Rise of Skywalker. Oh my god, Rise of Skywalker. There's some bad stuff in this franchise. However, Star Wars is something I hold near and dear to my heart. I've got nostalgia bias, biases out of the ways. I was not a big fan of Mandalorian. I thought season 3 was the greatest. Maybe that's a hot take. I think season 3 of Mando, it's probably my favorite at least. Maybe I won't say the greatest, but I'll say season 3 is probably my favorite. I thought season 1 was okay. I thought season 2 was pretty bad. That's my personal stance on Star Wars stuff. I think that's a good variety of opinions there. So that's my stance. I'm going to be doing a sort of a breakdown of this trailer, or I guess my thoughts on the movie, because we're probably getting this trailer, and I'm going to guess either one or two more. I'm going to guess two more. The third one's probably going to be a lot quicker, and then the fourth one could also be much quicker. This was a 2 minute long trailer. I'm going to have it playing in the background here. There was a lot in this trailer. Feel free to check it out for yourself first. I I'm a fan of Star Wars, okay? But I will call a spade a spade. If something's bad, I'll call it bad. You know what I mean? And I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of watching Marvel movies. Quick disclaimer, I watched like Thor when I was a kid. I watched Iron Man 1 as a kid. Everything else is like a mishmash. I had no like correlation with anything. And currently in the MCU timeline, I just finished Age of Ultron. And if you don't know, I'm gonna make a lot of comparisons to Age of Ultron here. And I've heard some people say Age of Ultron is a mess and they don't like it. I've also heard, shout out to the Escape Pod, mainly from the Escape Pod. I've been watching them a lot recently. Great podcast, but yeah, this trailer, I'm just gonna start playing it. I'm not gonna have the audio playing or anything. I'm just gonna, little visuals for the homies. There's a lot in this trailer. Okay, we got the New Republic X-wings. Um, I'm gonna be giving my thoughts and everything on this. We got the new Razor Crest coming back. Some baby scenes with Grogu. They go off flying. Lucasfilm. You get, I presumably Coruscant or something. You get, I think his name's Ringo. This species guy. I don't remember. I think it's Ringo or Rango. I think it's Ringo. I'm pretty sure it's Ringo from Solo. But yeah, that's cool. It's not him. It's the species. Because that guy's dead in terms of order, unless they wanted to pull an acolyte and he just respawned somehow, where he's not supposed to be. But yeah, there's some goofy scenes. I don't mind this, and I'll say this: the first trailer, I was like, this looks okay. This looks mid. And then the second trailer, if you want to consider it, the Super Bowl thing, for some reason, I've been noticing a lot. You can't talk about Star Wars without drama being mentioned. Like you can't mention the OT and prequels without the drama being there for some reason now. Same thing with this Mando movie. Listen, I don't watch the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck about the Super Bowl ads. I think it was a beer commercial anyways. I don't care. Um, yeah, it had tauntauns and Mando pulling his sleigh. I thought it was like, whatever. Apparently, it was a big deal. There's a lot of people who are instantly like, oh, the Mando movie's gonna fail because of that trailer. Yeah, the marketing's pretty shit so far with the Mando movie. We're getting closer to launch. I think they're probably gonna be marketing it a bit more now. Um, but yeah, this trailer, so far I think is okay. It's more of like a well-paced trailer that's sort of trying to advertise a lot of the movie, and I think it could be a bad thing. There's a lot in this trailer. We already got like this Coruscant stuff. This guy's talking to the Hutts. Those guys were from Book of Boba Fett. I'm 99% sure it's those Hutts. Um, You get this scene with the Empire returning. So this is gonna be like a New Republic bounty hunter, Empire remnant thing, which is cool. You get the snowtroopers here, so you're definitely gonna be going to Hoth or something adjacent to Hoth. All for that. You get cards. Some talks about that. Grogu's got the strap on. Yeah, I mean it's a circle, kind of lame, but it's got the Mudhorn symbol. I know Grogu's like the toy marketing thing. I'm not a huge fan of Grogu. I just don't really care. I just think it's a baby who's 50 years old. It's really weird. Um, but I do want to say one thing I've noticed in this trailer. There's a lot more better like puppeteering. I want to say, before it felt like the puppeteering, it felt like it was in the early 2000s. I don't know why it felt so stiff. I swear to God, Jeff Dunham's got better fucking movability with his puppets. But yeah, I mean, this looks pretty fluid. I don't mind this. This scene where he comes in, blows some fiery breath out of his thing, whatever it's called, the fucking flamethrower. We get the lady from the Lego set. That's what I'm gonna refer to her as because I'm a Lego guy. We love Lego on this channel. I swear she was in something, but I can't remember. She's got her little rank there. There's a discussion going on here, so this is presumably, I'm gonna assume this is before the Empire fire scene here. But yeah, then we got Grogu lifting a fucking Imperial spy thing, the mouse droid. This looks like droids. I'm really interested in this stuff. This is where I've seen this trailer once. I saw this release today, by the way. As of recording, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I'm probably gonna upload it Thursday. I'm really interested in this stuff. I think droids are sick, in Star Wars, and I think this is the what's her name? What's Morgan Elsbeth's droids? I don't know if they have like a specific faction off the top of my head, but that's what these remind me of. So maybe this ties into like the Morgan Elsbeth Ahsoka shit. Like this could be setting up Ahsoka season 2. That might be what this is for. You get this going on, which I do like how we've got a variety of planets. We got a greenery planet, could be fucking Yavin, could be a lot of things. We have an ice planet. We have a desert beach planet, which featured a U-Wing. Probably gonna be the same planet that Andor visited right before he got arrested. Then we have obviously Hoth, and we have like Coruscant. So there's already like a diverse amount of environments. I like that. One of my critiques of Mando is that they visit a lot of just dry planets that look like shite. They look boring. And they don't like feature many aspects of the planets, like on uh Tatooine, they literally had the two like least popular cities. One of them literally got renamed to what, like fucking Newtown or something like that. I thought it was just lame. I think with Star Wars, we really got to start peddling like more diverse environments. Just saying. You want to talk about diversity inclusion? It's time to add the diversity with the environments, in my opinion. But yeah, I like the diversity of environments. I think it's cool. I always like the expanding of a Star Wars universe. Then we have the hyperspace scene on the new Razor Crest. This is aura. I don't care what anyone says. Pedro Pascal, cool. I think is he Reed Richards from Fantastic Four? I haven't watched that movie yet, but I think he is. Is he not Reed Richards? Wait, that's actually okay. Okay, Pedro Pascal. Okay. I've never liked the idea of Mando taking off his helmet ever. I think it's dumb, and I'm really, really upset with how media's portrayed a lot of characters that are way better if you never show their helmet, i.e., Master Chief from the Halo series, i.e. Mando from Mandalorian and Grogu. There's certain characters that you don't remove their helmet because it creates so much aura. I don't like Pedro Pascal being revealed here. Not like I don't like Pedro Pascal. I just think Mando works way better if you don't know his face. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like Mando gets captured by the Hutts. Presumably, probably by Embo, because let's be honest, Din Djarin is not a great bounty hunter. Embo has immense aura. The fact that he's live action in this movie, I actually love. He's probably gonna die in this movie, unfortunately. If anything from the Cad Bane, I get the Cad Bane is like comics, so they had to recreate it in the Book of Boba Fett. But I have a feeling Embo's gonna die in this. Embo's one of my favorite bounty hunters, mainly because of the hat and because he's in the Clone Wars, and I think he's sick. He's also got a mutt normally. Um, but yeah, presumably gets captured by the Hutts, or Embo, either or. May 22nd, straps in, has the fucking, what are those, Anzalians, like the Babu Frick people. And then you have Grogu, like, meditating, doing a lot better puppeteering things. A nice gladiator scene. I think that's sick. This, I'm pretty sure, is supposed to be, what's his name? Rada the Hutt. I'm 99% sure this is supposed to be Jabba the Hutt's son. Holy fuck. What are they giving this man? Alright? Yo, UFC fighters are fucking taking whatever this guy's taking. Like, holy shit, man. God damn, Brock Lesnar's asking where that sauce is. But, yeah, I think this is cool. I think it's alright. This lizard person, I don't know where I've seen this, but I swear I've seen... This looks like the Great Serpent from God of War. Am I crazy? Like, the face. Am I off? Is that just me? I don't know. Structurally, I think it looks like that. We get this cool scene with this serpent. I don't think that's the Mandalorian beast in the pit. This looks like, in my opinion, this kind of reminds me of a or not a Sarlacc, a Rancor pit. And I imagine maybe they don't have Rancors. Maybe Boba Fett took the Rancor, and this is like replacing it. I don't know what this is, but it's fucking cool. Really, really cool. And then, yeah, you get Zeb doing stuff. That's cool. You get that happening. You get big explosions. You get more species. I like these live action adaptations of the alien species personally. Um, I think they're all done well. And then you get this little speeder scene. That's cool. Mando flying. That's cool. Lizard person guy. That's cool. Um, don't tell me that's supposed to be Bosk or something. I'm gonna lose my mind if that's supposed to be fucking Bosk in live action. Uh, but yeah, and then you get this little scene at the end. So, in total, in my opinion, I'm gonna have this just replaying in the background. My personal opinion, I think this was a great trailer. I do. I've been seeing a lot of people say, like, Mando's gonna be one of the worst Star Wars projects now, or something like that, or they ran the shit into the ground. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Dude, I call spades a spade. I don't see what the problem with this trailer is. This trailer looks sick. It's got me hyped. Um, Maybe that's just me being a consumer or whatever. I'm going to the movie theaters whether this trailer was good or bad. I've seen bad movies in the theaters before. I saw Borderlands in the theaters. I regret ever going to that theater. I even got in for free for that one, but that's a whole nother side mission there. But yeah, I think this trailer is good. This showcases a lot of things to get people interested in. There's guaranteed to be at least one or two things that interest a Star Wars fan or someone who is slightly interested in the show or in the movie. I think this probably sets up Ahsoka season 2. I think they're gonna end probably some people like Embo. I think this will also end Grogu's story. I have a feeling at the end Grogu's gonna go his own way. In the trailer, it mentions how Grogu's gonna live many lifetimes after Mando. And yeah, I mean, that's just going to happen. He's a Yoda species, whatever they're called. And listen, I don't like Grogu. I think he can be something, but it's such a tough place because the sequels exist. And because the sequels exist, you just gotta like, where the fuck is like Grogu during the sequels? Is he like a teenager? Is he an angsty mini Yoda? Like it's really weird stuff. My hope is that they set up Grogu to be the leader of the new Jedi Order. I know, like I'm pretty sure Rey is supposed to be at the end of the ninth film. I hope they're setting this up so that Grogu can be, maybe he gets put on Dagobah, and he can like do Yoda stuff, follow in Yoda's footsteps. Maybe he gets picked up by another one of their species or something like that. I kind of get what people are saying with like the whole money grab things with the toys. There's a lot of stuff happening in this movie, in my opinion. Like, you have bounty hunters, you have Empire, you have New Republic, you have new characters, you have old characters, you have a lot of stuff going on. You have returning vehicles, you have old vehicles, you have new areas, you have old areas, you like there's a lot of things going on in this movie, and I've no doubt it's gonna feel jam packed. And I'm gonna say it's gonna be similar to Age of Ultron in terms of the pacing. Like every like 5 minutes something new is gonna happen. There's not really gonna be long dialogue scenes. There's not gonna be any of those moments in the show where it's like Bill Burr sits down with the Imperial officer and they're talking about the Inferno Squadron and shit. There's not gonna be any of that, in my opinion. I think this will be very lickety split. Like, sit down, okay, Mando, I need you to go here, take out these guys. Oh, whoa, what's the plan? Okay, you do that. All right, let's go. And then they get in the ship. I think it's gonna be very quick when it comes to this. Like, this scene right here, I imagine will be like a minute long where he's captured and face reveal, whatever. Um, yeah, I think it's interesting. I think they might have shown too much, in this trailer. There's a lot of things going on. There's potential side missions going on for Grogu while Mando's doing stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this trailer here. The Gladiator arena here. Like, I think it'll be fun to watch. I think there's going to be great moments. I think you'll probably, as a Star Wars person, as a Mando person, you'll probably enjoy this. But it's not going to be like world changing. It's not going to be earth shattering. I think in terms of ratings, it'll be similar to Solo. Very negatively, medium to negative response on the initial release. But I think over time it'll be seen as like, okay, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah, it doesn't really do much in terms of like Star Wars story. And it is a little overplayed because of the show, but it's there. You know, I I think it'll be fun to watch. I had a lot of concerns. I thought it was gonna be like bad, but like maybe at least goofy fun based off the first trailer. I'm more or less like happier with being this like a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 film, with it being fun upon rewatch or something like that, right? Um, yeah, yeah. There's just gonna be a lot going on, and I think there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna be very harsh on this film. Um, but I mean, I feel like that's gonna happen with everything now. I've seen both spectrums. I've seen people hands and knees saying Mandalorian and Grogu is gonna make fucking $2 billion or some shit like that. That's not happening. That's not gonna fucking happen. Okay, this movie is not making that much money. If it does, I'll eat my slice of humble pie. I doubt it. I highly doubt it's gonna be like one of the more successful Star Wars films. It will probably box office on the lower end, probably similar to Solo, to be honest, Rogue One ish. I don't remember their box offices, but I don't think they're anything compared to like Force Awakens, and stuff like that. And I don't think Force Awakens is a good film, by the way. But yeah, a good film isn't always a popular one. The popular one isn't always the good one. So in my opinion, um, I think it's gonna be like an underrated movie in terms of the general consensus. And I think a lot of people are gonna be like raging about it because of oh, they're just trying to market toys or whatever. I've already seen that. Like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, maybe I'm off. Maybe you can let me know in the comments, but I just think this looks fun. Like, this looks like a good watch. Like, I've seen bad movies. I've seen good movies. I don't think this is gonna be bad. Maybe there's gonna be a goofy scene here or there. Maybe the plot's not gonna make too much sense. But yeah, much like Age of Ultron, I think there's gonna be a lot going on. But I really, really liked Age of Ultron. And I think it's gonna be received like the Solo movies, or Solo movie. It's something Star Wars. It's a movie in theaters. I think it'll be fun no matter what. Even if it was bad, I think it would have been fun. But I think this will be like average fun, average and fun. But yeah, I think the marketing's probably gonna increase as we get closer. Yeah, I think it's a good trailer. I'm much more happy with this trailer than I was the last one, and this gets me in the sort of Mando and Grogu mood. I'm someone who was not very high on the Mando show, but I think this movie will be like whatever rating you give a Mandalorian season, like your favorite Mandalorian season. I've heard some people like two. I've heard some people like the first season. I think it'll be there for you. Like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 for most Mando fans. But I think general consensus, the average person is probably going to it. And at the end of the day, it's going to be one of those like family movies where you bring your kid to, like How to Train Your Dragon. I get like How to Train Your Dragon is old, and it's what's it called? Like it got remade in the live action one, but I think it'll be more like that. Yeah, it's animated, that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, I think it'll be more like that, where it's like it's meant for a family thing. It's gonna have some fun things in it. It's gonna have some kid jokes in it. And yeah, I think it's gonna be all right so far. That's my prediction. I'm welcome to eating my own humble pie. I'll eat my own words if it's bad, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of hate, which is like, I get it, but like, man, I don't think it's warranted. Like, I don't think it's worth just freaking out over the Super Bowl trailer being tauntauns to advertise like a drink. Like, I don't think that's worthy of a crash out. We can both agree the marketing has been pretty bad for the movie, considering this is like the first Star Wars movie in what, like 4 years, maybe longer. When was Rise of Skywalker? Was that 2022? I don't even know. Um, but yeah, it's been a while for a Star Wars movie. And I think people are like putting everything under a microscope right now. I think this is like the end of the, what's her name? Kathleen Kennedy. I think this is the end of the Kathleen Kennedy era. And we're moving into a Dave Filoni era. Some people have already stated how they don't like Dave Filoni. I've been seeing a lot of people say they don't really trust Dave Filoni. I still trust him a lot more than Kathleen fucking Kennedy. Let me tell you what. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. That's my opinion as a fan of the franchise. Someone who's rated every single Star Wars show. I watched them all during last year, and I have my own tier list for that. If you're interested, feel free to check out the channel. If you feel like sticking around, I'll probably be doing a review for this movie. I don't see why I wouldn't. So I'll, stay tuned for that. I upload twice a week. I do a stream on Saturdays for UFC events. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But if you made it to the end of this video, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a good day.